just to lay out the stages that we've seen happen with a fingerprinting business. So 4 stages of a fingerprinting business. We have seen this from all of our members, all of our clients, come from where they start to where they are now and beyond. And we're going to go over those 4 stages right now and how to navigate yourself through those 4 stages and what to do in order to jump from stage to stage to stage. This is going to be super important. So with all 4 stages, first stage is mobile only. If we go back to it, you see this is mobile only. This is mobile with something else that we're going to be going over, office space and multiple offices. So mobile only. Mobile only is what a lot of people start in if they were already a mobile notary, mobile loan signing agent, if they're not going full time into an office space or even a shared office space, just strictly mobile. You have your system here, and with your system, you have your laptop and all the stuff and whatever carrying case that you decide to put it in. If not, if you just throw it in your car, then you could definitely do that as well. Mobile only, less volume, more profit per appointment. Only doing mobile for people who are willing to pay a high amount for my service. That could be business people. That could be, I mean, sometimes it's celebrities. Not all the time. It happens rarely, but it does. It's going to be the people that have no time, or it's going to be the companies that need people printed all at once. And that's the stuff that we go over in the course, like your real estate schools, your insurance schools, your shooting ranges, if you're in the correct state for that. Now with mobile only, you typically have a system. With that system, you have your marketing, you have your digital assets set up like your website, Google My Business, and you have your phone business. Now mobile with an address. This is a little bit different. This is a little bit of a cheat code, a little bit of a hack. We do have a YouTube video on this that I made probably a year ago now. I will paste it below after this. You will be able to scroll down or in the chat and take a look at that YouTube video. It's the virtual office hack. Mobile with an address is exactly what we just went over before. Mobile with an address is you have your system, you have all your digital assets, your website, your Google My Business, you have the phone, you have your email too. You're selling your services for money, except you're grabbing a physical address so that your business has a place in the world somewhere, so that people look at your business and it says like, oh, they are located here. Their headquarters is here. That does not mean that you have to take in-office appointments. It does not mean that you have to rent an hour of your space, fingerprint one person and make $5 profit. We all know we've had those issues where if you tried to get a virtual office and they say like, oh yeah, it's going to be, $120 per month or $80 per month to have the physical address. We could do phone answering for you too, mail forwarding, and all that stuff to set your business up the correct way. And then a customer calls you after looking at your Google My Business, says like, hey, listen, can I go to the office Tuesday at 2 p.m.? Can I walk in there? And you say, yeah, you know what? Sure, I'll rent the space for an hour and fingerprint you. But after the rental space, after the cost to acquire a customer, and then after the cost for the physical address in the first place, you end up making like $5 per appointment. So the reason why we attach the mobile business model with an address is because we want those customers to look at your digital assets and see that your business does have an address, that it does have a headquarters. And then when you get on the phone with them or you get an email, you try to close them as an appointment, you end up trying to go for mobile. However, mobile with an address allows you to build the demand for in-office appointments before you actually pay for an office. So the big problem that a lot of people have, or the big problem that exists in our minds, is that if I'm going to start a brick and mortar, that rent is due every month and I got to make the rent. Not necessarily. You don't have to do that all the time. Just get an address. Just get a professional virtual address. Make a new Google My Business. Don't attach it to the old one. Make a new one, because 2 is better than 1. Have 1 mobile. Have 1 with an address, especially because if you add an address and they suspend it, not good, then your business goes to 0. So you have your mobile Google My Business right there. Perfect. Good to go. Let's say you get a virtual address. You get a physical office where it's just the address only. It's not $1,200 a month for an office space. It's just $80 a month to be able to use an address, verify another Google My Business, start building demand. Then we get to full-time office. Now, full-time office, scary, very scary. We're not going to lie to anybody here, especially if you quit a job to start this. Full-time office is the scariest part, but it doesn't have to be. Reason being is because what is the worst that's going to happen? The worst that's going to happen is you stop paying for the full-time office and you go back to mobile with address. That's it. Like, if it doesn't work, you just go back. You just call the company and say, hey, I don't want to pay $700 a month for a full-time office, which you can with those shared office space companies. Oh my goodness. Regis, WeWork, DaVinci Virtual, Opus, Office Executive. There's so many out there because this is the new thing after the pandemic. People don't want to pay $2,500 a month for rent for a standalone building. And you don't need that because there's not that much competition with fingerprinting in the first place. So you don't need a standalone office. $625 per month is high. We've seen as low as like $450 a month. Now, does that get you the best office in the world? No. But does it give you an office space where you can now take in office appointments? Yes, it does. Only pay for it when you've built the demand with mobile with an address. So that's how you go from mobile with an address to full-time office. There is a point where you will have a full-time office, and this is the longest stage that we've seen, is you're going to go back and forth, customer after customer after customer after customer. You're on the hamster wheel of appointments. Phone rings, schedule an appointment, fingerprint them, rinse and repeat. Email, somebody books online, comes into the office, rinse and repeat. Can you operate a business just doing that? Sure, you can. Is that boring? Kind of, but hey, if you want to be your own boss and be modest, and that's your goal, then that will work. However, if your goal is to get here, multiple offices, this is the longest stretch. This is like the home run of how to get there. Now, the way you get to multiple offices is not by doing what you did to go through these stages. So mobile only, mobile with an address, full-time office. To get here, multiple offices, you need to not stop doing everything you did to get you there, but you need to do something completely different. Getting to multiple offices is easier than doing your first full-blown office. Having 3 locations is easier to do location 1 to 2 to 3 than it is to go from mobile with an address, full-time office. This is easier, except the only thing that you're going to do differently now is you're going to hire help. That's the one thing that's different, because you cannot reproduce yourself and clone yourself and do 2 offices at the same time. This is why you have to do something totally different. You need to recruit people to work for you rather than you work for yourself, if that makes sense to everybody. You can't just be good at teaching yourself and operating it yourself. You need to be good at teaching other people and managing other people. That's how you get to multiple offices. You go from working in the business to working on the business. That's when we went over hiring, recruiting, managing other people. Second thing is operations. You have to document what it is you did to get through all these stages, have to have it documented, and you have to give it to the people that are going to be doing the next location. But you need to document your process, and you need to give them all the assistance, all the motivation, all the teaching, all the learning in the world in order to have them be successful. Because at the end of the day, if they are not successful, it's your fault, not theirs, because you're the business owner. Be safe, be wonderful, and we will see you all next week.